I get it, you're scrolling through endless listings of high-end diagnostic tools, each promising instant code reads and full system programming, but every time you finally pull the box off the shelf, the screen freezes on a cryptic menu or the wiring adapters don't even fit your vehicle. It's that exact frustration that made me sit down with the Autel MaxiIM IM608 Pro 2 before I hit record, because I wanted to make sure you don't waste $100 on a scanner that sounds perfect on paper but falls short when you actually need it in the garage. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The IM608 Pro 2 lives in a crowded niche, professional-grade OBD2 scanners that claim to do everything from reading generic trouble codes to full ECU coding for newer models. What separates the truly useful tools from the Luckness Butherthaus ones is how they handle the everyday workflow of a shop or a serious DI, or how quickly you can plug in, get a clear live data stream, and actually program a module without pulling the car apart for hours. That's where I focused my research, digging through the official spec sheet, watching a handful of Hansen videos, and skimming the few forum threads that mention the 2026 coverage claim. First off, the hardware feels like it was built for a professional environment. The 7-inch IPS touchscreen is bright enough to read under a lifted hood, and the layout puts the most common functions, read codes, live data, and basic actuation right on the home screen. The device runs on Autel's 2026 generation processor, which means the software updates keep pace with newer models up to the 2026 model year. In practice, that translates to being able to hook up a 2023 Ford F-150, select Ford from the list, and instantly see a menu of over 40 service functions, including TPMS reset, ABS bleeding, and even steering angle sensor calibration. For a shop that services a mixed fleet, that breadth of coverage can shave 10 to 15 minutes off each service job, because you're not hunting through separate vendor tools for each make. That said, the one-size-fits-all promise has a few hidden trade-offs. Autel notes that Ford functions are greatly limited, and that's not just marketing fluff. In the videos I watched, the scanner could read and clear generic DTCs on a 2022 Ford Escape, but when it came to more advanced tasks like module reprogramming or bidirectional tests on the transmission control unit, the screen would prompt you to upgrade firmware and then stall. If your primary shop work revolves around Fords, you'll probably end up buying a supplemental Ford-specific scanner anyway. Conversely, for brands like Chevrolet, Toyota, and VW, the coverage feels genuinely comprehensive. Live data graphs line up with OEM specs, and the DPDU, Diagnostic Power Distribution Unit, provides clean power to modules that normally need an external battery tap. Another practical strength is the inclusion of both CANFD and DUIP, Diagnostic over Internet Protocol, interfaces. Modern cars are moving away from the classic CAN bus, and having DUIP built-in means you can connect to a 2021 BMW without a separate adapter. In my test, plugging the scanner into a DUIP-enabled BMW X5 and running the immobilizer reset took less than a minute, and the device didn't require any extra cables. For a mobile technician who can't carry a separate dongle for each protocol, that integration is a genuine time saver. On the flip side, the scanner's bundled cable set is a little confusing. The box includes a handful of proprietary pins, a standard OBD2 plug, and a high-speed USB cable, but there's no clear labeling which one is meant for DUIP versus CANFD. You have to refer back to the printed Quick Start Guide, which is printed in tiny font and assumes you already know the difference between a J2534 and an RP1210 interface. In a busy shop, that extra step can feel like a nuisance, especially when you're trying to get a quick diagnostic on a customer's car while they're watching. Now let's talk about the software side. Autel's live data screen is fairly intuitive. You can select any sensor, watch a real-time graph, and even set alerts for out-of-range values. That works well for monitoring a cooling system while you run a pressure test, or for watching fuel trim percentages while you're tuning a performance chip. However, the bidirectional tests menu where you'd normally command a fuel pump to run or an injector to open contains a lot of not applicable entries for certain models. In practice, that means you'll still need a second tool or a manual test for some of the deeper diagnostics. It's not a deal-breaker, but it does mean the IM608 Pro 2 isn't a true all-in-one solution for every possible scenario. Who should buy this scanner? If you run a professional shop that services a wide range of makes, especially European and Asian brands, and you need a single device that can handle everything from basic code reading to DUI-based reprogramming, the IM608 Pro 2 offers a solid balance of coverage and speed. Its 15000 plus vehicle database reduces the guesswork when a new model rolls onto the lot, and the built-in DPDU eliminates the need for